Welcome back to County Connection. I'm Jason Gray, and I'm here today with Officer Brittany Moreno from Animal Control. And it has been a little while since we've seen you. How did the summer go at the animal shelter?
Well, it was really chaotic for all of us. Summertime is usually our busiest time. We have had so many different calls that have come in through between like barking and running at large, and as well as some different cases in our bite cases, and it's been pretty chaotic for us. So at the shelter for this summer, and even coming on through right now in October, we've had an extremely long kitten season. So we have gotten kittens in constantly. Some by themselves, some with mama cats. What we did this summer is we utilized a bunch of fosters that we had. We have had up to over 200 cats logged into our system, and a lot of them were out to like 50 plus fosters. So we are really fortunate the community has been able to help us, people coming in to volunteer as fosters. So it's been a very extremely kitten season. And to touch on some of that, I know that everybody has that kind heart, and if they find kittens somewhere and they don't see a mom, what we want to encourage people is that even if you find kittens, whether it's under your shed or in a pile at your workplace, please leave them alone. Mom's not there because mom's out getting food and the kittens are there despite the weather. The mom will always take care of their kittens. Unfortunately, we get these newborn or a couple week old kittens that come to the shelter, and these kittens require being bottle fed. These kittens are exposed to more sickness while being in the shelter instead of being out with mom. So unfortunately, it causes a lot of issues because the survival rate for those kittens, went from like 98% of survival all the way down to like 48 to 30.
Oh man.
Slim, it's very slim. So we encourage the public that if you see these newborn kittens, these couple week old kittens, it doesn't matter if they're outside, they were born outside, mom is there, she'll come back for them. But please just leave them there. I know it's hard to do, but please just leave them there because picking them up and bringing them to the shelter is going to unfortunately dampen their survival rate. So we encourage the public to do that. Even if you find like a mama cat that has kittens and stuff, if you can keep them there or just let them be for at least till the kittens are 8 weeks where they can have surgery. Because again, if we're taking those cats in, we have to find the foster. And our fosters are getting full up. And unfortunately, this whole entire summer and now into this fall, we've been completely full of cats. So again, it's cats coming in from different areas or cats that are feral. We're seeing sicknesses go around the shelter being spread amongst the cats because they're very susceptible to it. So just kind of wanted to touch on that to make sure that in this extended kitten season, that if you find kittens by themselves, please just leave them alone. Mom's there because they're going to have a better chance of survival than if they come to the shelter.
How can you tell? What are the identifying signs that a kitten is the 8 weeks so that you can see that they're old enough to?
So a good signs to be is that it's gonna be a much larger kitten. Okay. It's going to be active. You're already going to see the color of its eyes because kittens from the time, of course, kittens when they're born, their eyes are closed. In a couple weeks, they open their eyes. Okay. About 4 weeks, they'll be moving around a little bit, but their eyes will be blue. Oh. So that keeps them at the younger age. When a kitten is around 8 weeks old, from 8 weeks to 3 months, so from 8 to 12, their eye colors will come through.
Okay.
So just kind of like with babies or dogs, their eyes will change and their eyes will go through like that. So that's a good way to tell. But again, you're looking at a really good size that's active, moving better, not that's just the little wobbly. So the bigger the size, the better. I would say if it's about the size of like a small cucumber, and just again, leaving them be. But most people know that we can from a smaller to a bigger. So you're definitely looking for the bigger, higher active, color in the eyes, and then they're more the better age to be brought in or have surgery and be placed up for adoption.
Okay. All right. And are there any tips for the fall pet season coming up?
Oh, absolutely. So biggest thing in fall that we see is a lot of wildlife. So, the deer and the antelope are going to be coming into town. We're still having a lot of animals that are getting hit on the road that we have to pick up, or Game and Fish has to take care of. A couple things with that is, of course, as always, be aware while driving. I'm guilty of just looking at the cars sometimes and who's coming near me. I forget to kind of check and make sure where the deer are at. So just taking your normal caution from there, just being aware of the wildlife and just kind of checking your surroundings to make sure. We do have people that call in that of a deer or an antelope that is injured, like with a broken leg that's up and walking and everything like that. So the way Game and Fish has it is that if that animal is still mobile and is still able to move, then we have to leave it alone. The wildlife is completely different from like having pets. Wildlife to them is, if the situation happened, or if that deer or elk broke their leg getting caught in a log, it's wildlife. You have to let it be. As long as it's moving around, it's good. We actually have an antelope that's been around town here that ended up with a broken leg. And this happened about 2 years ago, and she's had babies and she stays with her flock. So again, wildlife persists when they need to. But if a deer or antelope is not moving at all, like it's not able to get up or anything, and it's been hit, again, please call. Let us know. The Game and Fish or police officer will come and they'll assess. And if we have to, then we'll make sure that they don't suffer anymore. So again, just kind of being aware of that for what's going on, and taking the extra caution. And for wildlife, we're coming into the colder season. Touching on animal welfares, especially for our dogs that are outside. City ordinance wants you to make sure that you have an adequate shelter for protection from the weather. So if your dog is outside and you need to make sure that there's a shelter out there, or if it has a dog door, that's fine. We understand, I've touched on this before, that there are animals that don't like to be inside, don't like to go into a doghouse, even in a blizzard. And that's absolutely fine. Just shelter has to be provided in there. If the animal chooses not to use it, then it chooses not to use it, and that's absolutely fine. It just has to be in place for ordinance, so that if we get a welfare call, we see there's a doghouse, the animal doesn't want to be in it, then everything's fine on our end. So as the colder weather comes, keep in caution of that as we go back into the cold weather and temperatures.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else?
No, like I said, if you have any questions or concerns regarding the city ordinance, or different questions about just animal, wildlife, or more information, you can give us a call at the animal shelter at 307-686-5249, or come down to the animal shelter at 950 West Warlow Drive and come and visit with us. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 1 to 5:30, and Saturdays we're open from 11 to 3.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jason.